Welcome to the Gray Area Podcast, the podcast where regular guys sit down, shoot the breeze, talk the smack, have a good time, with a little dose of humor. We talk about movies, fishing, because that's what we're going to talk about today. Hunting. And loving every day.
There you go.
Yeah. And I have my buddy JD with us, Johnathan Davis.
What's up, y'all?
And we are going to talk about the weekend we've had.
It's been good.
Yes. Where are we at?
Heber Springs, Little Red River.
In Arkansas. Keep it tuned right here. We'll talk about it as soon as we come right back with the Gray Area Podcast. You're listening to the Gray Area Podcast, where the answers aren't always black and white, but the laughs are guaranteed. Welcome to the Gray Area Podcast. We are back. Johnathan Davis is at the microphone today. I'm Brooks, and
I'm JD.
He's JD. So let's talk about it. Well, let's just shoot the breeze, JD.
Well, it's been an interesting weekend.
Check.
And we will remember it because it was a straw that broke Sam Pittman.
Yes.
Arkansas had to fire their head coach.
Right.
Today.
Yeah. And who's taking over for him?
Bobby Petrino.
Bobby Petrino. That sounds like a basketball name.
Well, he used to be the head coach of Arkansas. Had a mishap with a volleyball player on the back of his motorcycle, wrecked his motorcycle. It was in the police report, and then lied to the fans and the athletic director about it.
That's one way to get you removed.
He got fired.
And he's back.
He was supposed to never be back.
That's cool for him, I guess.
The last time we had really a national contending team was Bobby Petrino.
Maybe the juice is back.
The juice.
So I thought the game was actually going to be a lot closer than it was.
So did everybody else.
Yeah, because you guys played Ole Miss and Memphis right before Notre Dame.
Yep.
And you guys lost on last second fumbles.
Control of the game against Ole Miss. A high scoring game, no defense on either side. Got the ball driving on the 10-yard line, getting ready to score in the last minute of the game to win, and we fumble.
Oh, man. Well, if I recall, that last drive, you only needed a field goal to win. Or you might have been, you need a field goal. You were down 1 point.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think there's something like that, because I don't think you had to actually get into the end zone. But, I think they were trying to run the clock down and fumble.
Either way, we lost the game.
The old Puncherooski.
And then got the beating from Notre Dame.
The BDA.
The BTA.
BTA. Yeah. I gotta keep up with the lingo nowadays. Do it, lady.
Yeah. Success.
So, also this weekend, we spent some time on the river.
Lots of it, yeah.
And we got down here early. We got down here late Thursday night.
Yep.
And then out on the water Friday mid-morning. And that was my first time ever trout fishing in a stream.
What'd you think?
Well, the first day I didn't catch a fish.
That's not true.
Did I catch one?
Yeah, you caught a couple.
Maybe two. But it took me all day to catch one.
Yeah.
But no, it was, just being on, it's beautiful here. Absolutely beautiful. So, I wasn't mad or upset or anything. So even just taking in the sights was awesome. But today I had my redemption.
I'd say over 20 fish today.
Yeah. And the most important part, 2 off of a fly rod.
Yeah.
That's not easy, folks. You see it on the commercials. This guy is on those commercials. I promise you. He looks just like that guy, whipping that sucker and it landing perfect. 30 yards out, it feels like. But it's not that easy. It's a finesse.
It can be easy.
If you know what you're doing. For you, it's easy.
It's easy for me.
Well, for me, I've got this rod that's 3 times my size.
It is a 9-foot rod, so it is about 3 times as big as you.
Yeah, that's no joke. And I'm whipping this thing back and forth, and JD's coaching me the whole time. He's being the guide, and he's like, "You're not supposed to. It's not supposed to be like your line's all in a little pile." He's like, "Use your wrist." And I go out and I'm like this, all arm.
Cracking whips.
That's what I felt like. I was Indiana Jones is what I needed to be.
Yeah, that's the wrong sport.
Right? So, but there at the end, I started getting a little.
You were on it.
Yeah.
And then the water came up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm up on the top of the boat, flipping the rod, the fly rod, and I'm like, man, the river's moving fast. And JD goes, kind of like your guy just said so.
Actually, about 30 minutes before.
30 minutes before. Yeah, that's right. But he knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But what's crazy about this river is it's really low, and they release at the dam, and then it gets really high.
Up about 10 to 15 feet.
Yeah, that's nuts. 10 to 15 feet. So they have these piers, or I guess they're docks, and they're all down into the river. They go down in the hill, and they have like stairways, or it's kind of like a ramp that goes up with the water, which is pretty cool. I've never seen that before. And
engineering at its finest.
yeah, but this morning or this afternoon, it was really steep because the river was low.
It was very low.
Yeah. I felt
all the way low.
You know what I felt like? Remember when you're a kid and you go to like a playground and it just has those wooden steps just like on these ramps, and you go up it and then you get a slide down?
Yeah.
Except you ain't sliding down this one. But no, and we're staying in an Airbnb. That's where we're recording right now. It's a pretty nice little place.
Yeah. Right on the river.
Right on the river. Ooh.
We got a campfire waiting for us outside.
Yeah, JD got that set up. Last night we had guitar karaoke.
That was probably the most fun I've had in a little while.
Yeah, I love doing that. JD's like, let me stump ya. He got his little phone here. Can you play NSYNC, Bye Bye Bye?
I did stump it.
Yeah, that one right there, because I couldn't figure that out. Man, that was a good time. Good time. So what'd you think of being out on the river?
I always like it. It's kind of my happy place. Mm-hmm. It's where I go to reset, recharge, rejuvenate, just kind of get close to God again. Turn the volume down to the world. It's quiet, it's peaceful, and it's whether I catch a fish or I don't catch a fish. It's just about being there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and this is the area you grew up.
About an hour from here. Yeah.
Yeah. What's that town called? Russellville. Yeah, I tell you what, we went to the Notre Dame game yesterday, so we were going up to Little Rock. Is it Little Rock? No, Fayetteville. Yeah, Fayetteville. Yeah. And the sights are just so beautiful. In the morning, there's fog everywhere, and it's really neat.
I have to link a video of you catching a fish.
Oh yeah, which one? Because I got like 3 of them.
Maybe link one of me catching a fish.
Yeah, I got that too. Where you fly rod fishing in the water. This dude, I'm glad you brought that up. So it's the river water is freezing. He's like, oh yeah, we wade in this river. Sometimes we do it without waders. And he pulls us over, and I throw the anchor in. He's like, I'm gonna wade in the river. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm down. I got my socks off. He gets out. He takes like 4 steps, and it drops down to his waist, and he's just moseying on out there. I get out 3 steps away from the boat. I'm standing there. I cast. I was like, oh, hell no. I can't do this. I can't do this. My feet were it felt like they were aching so bad. It was so cold.
I was out there for an hour or so?
Yeah. And then yesterday, Landon, shout out Landon, didn't tie the anchor on very well, and we dropped it, and then we just kept floating away from the anchor. So he's out there today. He's like, I'm going to F around and find this thing.
I found it.
Yeah. Of course, he had to go underwater to get it. Hey. But takes a hat off and goes right in. Golly, I don't know how you did it. He's more of a man than me. Well, I'll tell you that right now. But, so we're going to leave tomorrow, sometime in the morning, head back to South Houston.
Every time I come here, I kind of feel like the Wolf of Wall Street. Okay. In that scene where he's like, I ain't leaving.
I ain't leaving.
But I'm excited to get home, miss the family, miss home, miss kind of got a lot going on there now. So
yeah, I got to get back to making money and being with the family. And I really I want to tell you on here, I appreciate how, bringing me out here and putting up with me and showing me the ropes.
It was a pleasure.
It was awesome. Definitely awesome. So, JD, these guys might not know, but you are the master motivator, not master debater, master motivator. Okay?
I have moments.
Every time you open your mouth and you talk, it's I'm gonna run through that wall right now, and I gotta see you in work or in action this weekend. Like it's Friday, you still had meetings and stuff, and I'm sitting in the couch having my coffee, and he's walking around on the phone talking to his team, and I'm like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. So I want you to motivate us. Tell us what we need to get us this week started. We got a fresh week coming in. What do we need to know, JD?
You're where you're supposed to be. At least you should be where you're supposed to be. But all that's up to you. If you're not where you're supposed to be, it's not too late to change it. I think if you believe in God, you believe he has a plan for your life, you listen to him, you pray to him, and you do your best to follow, there's nothing to fear. There is no failure, there is no loss, there is no sacrifice too great to walk that path, and the reward's always waiting for you at the end.
Let's go. I'm where I'm supposed to be.
You are.
Right here in Arkansas.
God had a plan.
I'm not going. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's where we're at in today's world. People are afraid to say stuff like that.
Yeah.
With the stuff that just happened with Charlie Kirk, people talking about free speech, and free speech goes both ways.
Yeah.
It's just one side doesn't want to hear what one side has to say.
Right.
But we were lucky enough to see an example of somebody that had the courage to go out and say, "Tell me why I'm wrong."
Yeah. I agree, and that's the thing about Charlie is he met him in the trenches. He welcomed the opposition, right? And a lot of times, people of faith have a hard time doing that. Number one, they don't want to sound so preachy. Number two, they're afraid of the backlash because it's not cool or it's not the norm for a lot of people to be into their faith, which there's two things that are happening in our youth right now. Okay, we talked about this a little bit.
There's a revival happening.
There is a revival. Number one, your faith, the Christianity faith is becoming more and more popular. And two, the youth are not drinking as much.
They're not doing a lot of the bad things that we used to do.
Right.
We talked a lot about kind of our later teenage years, early college years, that age, and the stuff that we did as kids. And I don't see kids really doing those same things. But I think you can attribute it to a couple things. One, we talked earlier about our kids don't really watch TV. They don't watch CBS or NBC or any other station. It's YouTube about things that are geared towards their interest.
Yeah.
And so they're not being swayed around, or certain things agendas aren't being pushed on them. And I really believe by the time our kids become adults, cable TV's dead.
Yeah.
I think it's just cool to be who you are now.
It is.
For the kids. It's less about this, our generation was so much about what clique do you fall in, what crowd do you fall with. I think the kids have more courage to kind of walk their path now.
Yeah.
And see who follows them. We have a lot more leaders, I think.
Right. A lot more younger leaders.
Yeah.
Kind of jumping on the Charlie Kirk part there is he catered to the young people, and people see that and they become bold and want to, be more active with their faith. And
I love the empowerment.
Yeah.
The encouragement to just to walk that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually love to see, because we both see it firsthand. Your child, my children are both really heavily into their faith, and I can't necessarily say that that's because I pushed it, because I don't want to push faith. I'm going to nudge.
Yeah.
And they're going to make their own decisions.
I think it's always kind of been a topic in our house, and we go to church, Probably not as often as we should. We let things like baseball tournaments and trips and travel and things get in the way. But for whatever reason, Landon has just kind of picked up and really made that more of a priority in his life.
Yes.
To where he was doing verse of the day TikToks and that kind of stuff. And that wasn't me.
Right. Yeah, that shows his fortitude in pursuing an interest. So that is one of his interests, right? Yeah, that's cool. It's cool to see. My boy, so we started a Bible study after church on Sundays, and my kids have had friends come in and out, and it's been great to see them dive in a little bit deeper.
So what's your advice to dads or families that want to start a Bible study at home like that, but maybe fear the tough questions and not knowing how to respond to things that may come up from their children?
So my first thing that I would say is Nike said it best, just do it, okay? Just start. If you just start, this is exactly what happened to me because I was afraid of the same things, but my wife was like, I don't feel like we're prepared enough to do this with the kids. And I was like, no, we're just going to do it.
You know what Zig Ziglar said? Said, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.
Oh, that's a good one. So that's what we did. We started, and then also setting expectations with your kids is like, hey, I'm not going to know all the answers, okay? But I'm going to do my best, and I'll revert a lot about back to the book from what I understand, but we can get those answers from other people.
That's an interesting point. I think every time as parents when we kind of pretend or act or maybe even do know everything, and we respond and have those conversations like we are the authority on everything, I think it kind of pushes people away. But when you go on a journey to find the answers together, there's something different about that.
Yeah, you're right. And I think a lot of times our kids expect us to be the opposite of working together, right? Because they look up to us. We feed them, we do this, clothe them, this, that, and the other. But it's been great. I haven't had any questions that have been like, hold on, pump the brakes. I don't know. But I will say this. When we're in that room and we're going through either the Bible or we're taking questions, I honestly feel like I'll start talking, and it's not even me talking. It's like the Holy Spirit. You
surprise yourself sometimes with what comes out.
Yeah, it's because it's coming from a place of love. I feel like the Holy Spirit is involved into this, and sometimes not saying too much. Like if you say too much, it kind of muddies the water. Just be surface level. Like don't go too deep because you might lose a child.
Sure.
For example, my kid asked me, my 17-year-old child asked me, well, how do I get my friends to be followers of Jesus without being too preachy? And I was like, that's a tough one because I understand I've gone through this. And my answer to him was pray for them. Okay.
Yeah.
Pray for them in silence, and then also pray for them out loud. People respond to having their name called to God, and you even just that one moment might not completely, hey, I'm going to be a full follower of Jesus is not going to happen, but you're putting seeds down, you're planting seeds, and then things start to move, right? Because once they start thinking of the Holy Spirit and Jesus and God, then that's in their forefront.
I think it's like anything else in life. Great sales people just know to ask great questions. And I think bringing people to faith or really to anything is asking people good questions to get them to start thinking for themselves, and really asking people the hard questions, but from a loving place.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a difference when you're talking to somebody about faith of talking to them about judging them for being a sinner. Yeah. Because that's the first thing that's going to turn somebody off. Yeah, right? When in turn we're all sinners.
But yeah, church wasn't made for saints.
Yeah, I'm no better than you, and so on and so forth, right? So that's right. Church isn't for saints; it's for sinners. Yeah. And so those are just baseline learnings of the Christian faith, that's what you should be living by, right?
Well, I think it's easy to find common ground. You know, maybe you don't want to go to church because you're embarrassed or you feel ashamed of your sins. Look, I'm a sinner too. I still sin.
Yeah.
But because I've accepted Jesus Christ into my life and I truly ask for forgiveness, and I know that God sent Jesus to die on the cross for our sins, I'm redeemed from my sin.
Right.
That's the difference. You know, have you ever thought what it might feel like to know that you feel truly redeemed and forgiven for your sins?
Yeah, that's tough, right?
It's tough. Faith is tough.
Faith is tough.
Faith is probably one of the hardest things that we do as humans.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that people always say, and this was explained really well by our pastor this last Wednesday. People always say, well, if God's real, then why did he allow so-and-so to die of cancer or somebody to get shot or this, that, and the other? And, you know, the pastor put it perfectly. God did not say that this is going to be an easy life. In fact,
he never said it would be fair either.
No, absolutely not. In fact, he said it's the opposite. It's going to be a hard life, living the Christian life. And he doesn't promise healthy success, any of that stuff. Now, in those struggles of those times, sometimes it's who the person becomes in those struggles. Maybe they get closer to God in those struggles. And that was like an epiphany moment. Like, yeah, you're right. You know, because we all go to bed, let me make a lot of money tomorrow, you know, cure my uncle or whatever. And
we talked about prayer weeks ago, and one of the things that I shared with you was I try to make it less about what I want. And, you know, when I do pray, it's help me hear, help me see your path, help me walk the path that you've laid out, and be accepting and happy to receive whatever comes from that.
Yeah, I started off all my prayers with gratitude. Yeah, you know, and it's a conversation, right? You have that relationship, and that's what that is. That's what prayer is that conversation, that relationship between you and him, and you just get closer that way, right? When you communicate with your spouse, you get closer. It's the same way. Ooh, we get all faithy up in here.
We dropped it.
I do want to say this. One of the things that I have, since the Charlie Kirk thing, okay, when somebody passes away that's close to me, that I looked up to in some way, I always try to honor them by implementing one of their good characteristics into my life.
I love that.
Right? Yeah. And that way they live on through you. And when you go through life and you do something that they always did, like my brother passed away, right? And he used to say, he was a funny guy. So humor is something that I love to implement in my life. He used to say, ooh, little nasty. He used to call all the little nephews and nieces, ooh, little nasty, if they had dirt on their face or something like that. So I've used that word in my vocab, and all my kids, and they all laugh as soon as I say it, because they know it comes from Uncle Adam. But with the Charlie thing, I didn't know Charlie, but I felt something, right? And maybe it was conviction to be more bold, but I started to be a little bit more pronounced in my faith outwards.
I think he gave a lot of us courage.
Yes. Yeah. So one of the things that I started to do is asking people how I could pray for them. Okay. And I, posted on social media. I'd get DMs, I'd get messages on comments that would ask me to pray for them, this, and this. And that was powerful. I didn't expect but one or two people, but I probably had 10 or 15 people ask me. And I was like, this is needed.
Yeah.
Okay, people need this. And now I'm going to do something a little different, because I feel while that is powerful, I'm going to start either sending a voice message or calling them and then doing it out loud to them. Because I think that's even more powerful for people. You know, funny story. There's a guy, Jason. Sorry, I'm all over the place.
It's good.
Jason from back home. I went to high school with him, and I know he's been going through some stuff, and I've been praying for him. And I had posted that on Facebook, and he asked me to pray for him. I was like, brother, I've been praying for you for months now, brother. And he was shocked that I said that. So, but yeah. Anyways, that's something that I'm gonna be doing moving forward.
That's awesome. I took so many things away, but I think he was a great example of how to be a good husband and a father.
Yeah.
And put the family, in the right place. And I think, so many things, but one of the things his wife said is every day he would ask me, how can I better serve you? How can I be a better husband?
Yes.
And maybe some of us don't want to ask that question. But I think I'm definitely open to whatever comes from that.
Right. No, I've actually thought about that exact same saying and question to implement into my life, because it can only make it better.
Can't make it worse.
No.
I don't think. It might be a big list at first.
Right. But eventually that thing will
chip
slow
away at it.
Oh, man. It's crazy what you think about when you get into nature, because, with our little trip here, I feel, the Holy Spirit around us. And I don't know that we've ever had that before. Like
just us hanging out and having that feeling.
Right.
Probably not.
No.
Didn't hurt that we're playing gospel music on the
radio. Yeah, right. I opened up my phone. I was like, let's read some red words from the book today.
Love it.
Some Ezekiel. Yeah, we had that this morning. Now it's a good time, great time. I would love to do this again sometime. So
you've faced quite a few tribulations and trials and challenges in your life, and I think there's two ways that people respond to those. Either they become, kind of an excuse bearer, and that becomes a crutch, or something they don't ever overcome, and it weighs not only them but everybody around them down. Or there's people that use it as fuel. They get better, they get smarter, they get wiser, they learn from it. How would you attribute where you are in life now to just all the things you've gone through in life?
Well, I would have to say my faith, number one, even though it wasn't always pronounced.
Well, I guess share your testimony. When did you come to faith?
So growing up, my parents did not. So my dad was Catholic and didn't really force us to go to church. We lived in the country, so it was like 20 minutes to get to church, so we didn't really do that a whole lot. But I would always go to the Sunday school just down the road. There was a little church there. Our neighbors actually were Mormons, and we would go to church events with them. So God was there. I heard it. My neighbors babysit me, and we would read the scriptures, right?
That's cool. Yeah.
And that was the only areas where I got that. I never had that in my home. But as I got older, I think that's where my foundation started.
Sure.
And my belief in Jesus, because we were singing the songs at church camp, on the weekend, whatever. So, and then I got older. This is where I actually liked the fact that my parents didn't take me to a Catholic school or a Catholic church or a Mormon, whatever it was. I got to choose what I believed in, right? And
everybody gets to choose.
Yeah, everybody does get to choose, but
maybe not be as indoctrinated.
Indoctrinated, right. I wasn't indoctrinated to anything. I was able to just explore it 100%, my own curiosity. I brought myself to this point.
Sure.
And lived out in West Texas and was like, let's go to church. So we found a non-denominational church in Midland, which was an hour away. And me and Shayna would go up there. We decided to get baptized together up there. And ever since then, we actually volunteered in the kids area. We did all that stuff.
Did you ever have to put on a sticker and they want to make sure you didn't leave without being checked out?
Yes, I also had to do that to the kids. Yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying now because now I was the kid.
It's okay. You got it.
That I was the one. I was as small as the children. I got it. But yeah, and then coming over here and being involved in the church, found a church home, and kids ministry. I volunteered there, got in small groups and stuff like that. That has to be, because it's not been easy for me growing up. I lost a fiance at a young age of 23. That was devastating. 7 months of depression, and there's just a lot that goes on with this, and it has to be faith that gets you through. I've always been a positive person. I don't let a lot of the stuff get to me.
A lot of times, positivity and humor is a mask.
Yes.
I feel like that people wear.
Sure, absolutely, and I'm guilty.
Yeah.
And you absolutely are one that can see through that.
I may have called you out on that.
Yeah, and I tell you what, we need people in our lives to do that, because I think I've actually said this to you, I think I've said this to you, that the saying that the happy friends are the ones you have to look out for the most.
Sure.
That's been me at a couple of times. And you actually called me on my way back from Waco the other day, and I was going through it, and I needed that. And I appreciate that you doing that. And you recognize that and called me out of the blue, and it's like, hey, man.
Just want to tell you I love you.
That's exactly right. And you got to have those core friends for sure.
It's a small circle. Mm-hmm. I think so many people get in this contest with everybody else in the world of how many likes, how many follows, mm-hmm. how many friends can I have, mm-hmm. The social media type existence. But truly, I think all of us have got to protect that small circle of people and keep it close and stay connected to it. I mean, that's community. It's not just faith. It's everything.
Yes, and we as humans love to carry a lot on our shoulders. I know you do.
I got big shoulders, bro.
You are a big guy. As you can see right in the camera, I'm half his size. But it's the pressures of the world, right? And a weekend like this is perfect to just kind of reset, like you said, slow down, take a deep breath, and then gear up to go again.
Going back to that motivational stuff, because I got a bunch of that in my pocket.
I bet you do.
I'm going to save that one for later. Oh. It's coming out. It's just not the right time.
Okay. I'm excited now.
Okay, I'll just give it to you.
Okay.
There's always an excuse to be worse than we are. There's always an excuse to feel bad. There's always an excuse not to get out of bed. There's always an excuse of why we couldn't do something. And not that they're not legitimate. They're always legitimate. And it's with our business, we do sales. There's always a legitimate reason why now is not a good time. But excuses only matter to victims. The survivors, the winners, the people who change the world, the leaders, they use those as a learning experience. They use them as a challenge. They attack it. They overcome it, and they find a way to win anyways.
Victors.
The victors. To the victors go the spoils. But the people that dwell on excuses and live in those are the victims. Mm-hmm. And it's sad. And there's a lot of great people that fall into that category, but I just wish I could pick them up and help them. But
ooh, that's good. There's a lot that goes against us, and there's also a lot that goes for us. But I think a lot of the people focus on the negative.
What you look for is what you find.
Ooh, that's it right there. Where focus goes, energy flows. Heard that from Tony Robbins. But that's true. A lot of times, think of it this way. Here's a little deal. If you're going to buy a car, you're going to go buy a Toyota Tundra, right? What do you see on the road as you go after you have decided that's what you're going to buy?
Every one of the Toyota Tundras that are exactly the same make, model, and color.
Absolutely. So that's it right there. So once you start focusing something, you're going to start seeing it.
Every time.
So imagine if you could start focusing on the positive and what you see ahead of you opposed to what you see behind you, you're going to start seeing a lot further ahead of you.
The windshield's bigger than the rearview mirror.
Ooh, come on, Jelly Roll. I heard him say that on an award show one time. No, that's true. Absolutely. And if you make one change, I think that's a powerful change that you could make.
Just keep. I mean, Rocky said it. I mean, lots of great people have said it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. To quote Rocky, that's life.
I'm going to show you how great I am.
That's Muhammad Ali.
Ooh, on the way up here, that's what we were listening to was motivational pump-up songs or sayings on YouTube. JD's like, I got one for you right here. I'm going to show you how great I am. Woo.
I murdered a rock. Injured a stone. Hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean I make medicine sick.
Oh, I love that. I love it. Yeah, that's how the greats do it, right? And anybody can be great.
But let's talk about greatness.
Ooh, let's talk about it.
Because a lot of people can be good.
Mm-hmm.
But to be great is one, accepting a lifetime of disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
Because to be great, you're never going to feel great.
Yeah.
Because you're always pursuing, always something you can do better, always looking for another way. And in the world, in the eyes of the world, you may already be there, but you're never going to feel like it. And so the great people are the ones that are the hardest on themselves.
Mm-hmm. So what did Scotty Scheffler say?
That you don't find joy. He doesn't find the joy in the victories that from the golf tournaments or the trophies that might last 10 seconds. He finds it from his faith, from his family, from his wife, his kids.
That's powerful right there. When Scotty got up and said that, I was like, wow, you're right. I mean, what you just said is exactly that. It's greatness that people are always chasing a better greatness. Mm-hmm. So they're never satisfied where they're at. Now, I mean, there's a lot of those people in the world.
And when you achieve it, people expect you to continue to improve.
Yeah.
There is no finish line.
Mm-hmm. So we also talked about this, being 1% better every day.
It's a book, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the 1%.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Was that what it's called?
Yeah.
So I said that, and he's like, oh, yeah, there's this book right here. But if you focus on just being better 1% every day, that compounds, that compounding interest, it just keeps going and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you always get better. And I tell that with my kid in baseball, anything they do. A lot of times I need to believe the words that I'm telling them.
That's so true. How often do we say stuff and we repeat it because it sounds good, or repeat it because we agree in theory, but we really haven't bought into it.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. And that's something that I personally am working on, because I have all these great things to say to my kids. I should have wrote a book.
And there's certain things in life that no matter how great you want to become or how hard you try, you're probably not ever. I mean, you could say, I want to be 6 foot.
Ain't happening.
It ain't happening. and but I think that's also back to following the right path and where attention goes, or you're going to find what you look for. We need to make sure we're trying to follow the right path, and we set our goals around the right things. We set our goals around stuff that we actually have some control over. And we were talking about this on Friday with goals.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up.
So many people, I think, confuse goals with that kind of what's going to happen. The goal is nothing more than to help you create the roadmap before you start the race. Once it's time to start running the race, you got to forget the goal. You set the goal, and then okay, I've got to back into that. What is it going to take for me to achieve it? What activities, what has to happen for that to do? And then you make a plan with the stuff that you can control, the activity, the attitude, the effort, the discipline, the habits. And once you start the race, the goal goes out the window, because if you stay focused on the goal, if you start a marathon, you can't see the finish line.
Right.
And if all you're thinking about is a finish line through the first 5 miles, you're going to quit.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to feel defeated because you still can't see it and you're already getting tired.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes total sense. What's his name? The guy that's he was former military.
David Goggins.
David Goggins. When he runs, it's telephone pole to telephone pole, right? And eventually, he's at the finish line. Yeah, David Goggins. You read my mind, brother. Golly, it's like we run in the same circle. Yeah, a lot of great stuff. I mean, a lot of good motivational stuff. You could just keep going.
It just comes to me. You just keep spouting stuff out, and I'll keep.
Well, I want to use this as an example. When you put in your GPS, your goal, your destination, right? There's all the turns before it, right? And those are your increments that you have to go. Okay, I got 12 miles till I turn left. That's what you're focusing on is the turn, and then you're there at your destination or your goal.
And that applies to anything in life. With any goal that you want to set, whether it's a career goal, a sales goal, a personal goal, a fitness goal,
financial goal,
anything.
Yeah, my fitness journey was just like that. I had a goal weight, and I started losing weight. I would lose a pound or 2 pounds or 3 pounds or 4 pounds, and I was just focusing on losing 2 to 3 pounds a day. I couldn't lose 30 pounds in a day.
No,
I knew that was
that'd
unattainable.
be defeating.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So, but then when I just kept focusing on those 2-3 pounds, and by the time I got to my goal weight, I didn't even realize I was at my goal weight. I was like, holy cow, I can still keep going, and but that was hard work and discipline mainly, because I had to eat right, I had to work out, and
It's not just fitting this whole pizza in your mouth.
fitness. Ooh, doggy. No, it's
That's
definitely
my kind of fitness.
Yeah.
I'm limited. I'm a little broke down.
Success. I turned JD on to Chit this weekend, and is there a black person here?
There's a white person here.
Oh, there it is. Success. Yeah, a black person here.
Oh. I'm glad you put context to that.
Yeah. I had to. Yeah. Go watch Chit. He's all over YouTube, TikTok, all that good stuff. It's great. Crunching the numbers. Man, we had some good conversations this weekend. We talked about what we used to watch as kids.
Yeah, Nick at Night.
TGI Fridays.
TGIF.
Yeah. You just said you rewatched all of Home Improvement.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What's the guy on the other side of the fence?
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Wilson, yep. Get the good stuff from Wilson that Tim doesn't understand.
Never. I always repeats it, but never right.
What was some of the Step by Step, Family Matters?
Family Matters, Full House.
Full House, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we talked a lot about music, because we got the guitars. You can see them behind us right here. I think we're going to be jamming around the fire if it's still going out there.
It may have died.
It's all right. We got time.
I got lighter fluid.
Yeah.
We're good.
More. Yeah, a lot of good stuff, man. It's been a great weekend.
It has. I really enjoyed sharing my happy place with you.
Yeah.
It brings me joy to show it to other people, to go out and teach you how to do something new, experience something new. Fly fishing was, after the first day, I wasn't sure you'd ever try again. But I was proud of you today.
Yeah.
You stuck with it. You were coachable. You had a good attitude, and it paid off.
How can you have a bad attitude on the water? I can't.
I mean,
maybe it's
I
happened.
think that's about your coach. I think it was all thanks to me.
Oh, yeah.
I was very patient.
Absolutely. You were. You just sit back like there. No, don't use your arm. Just your wrist. And then I do it. He's like, I said, just your wrist. And then I'd hit one good. He's like, that was actually a good one.
Great job.
Might have been your best cast yet. And I just kept having more best cast, and landed some
Positive
fish.
reinforcement.
That's right. I felt great. And then I got to a point where I could realize when I did a good cast.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's because you were telling me when I was doing a good cast, because I wouldn't have had any idea.
But you did good, and it really truly is unfortunate because as soon as you were really kind of getting it was clicking, you caught 2 or 3 fish, and the water came up.
Yeah.
And that kind of ends it.
You know, what I think, seeing the damn stream commercials implanted in my head is that you have to cast far. You're trying to cast really far. And you kept saying, we don't need to go way over there. Just put it right here. I was like, oh.
Stop letting more line go.
Yeah. But I felt like I had to keep letting her go, baby, letting her go. And full send. No, I was just right there. And that's where I caught the fish. We're right next to the damn boat.
I mean, pretty close.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. God, I tell you what, bringing that thing in is like, what? Okay. Yeah, no, that was cool.
Yeah.
Make sure you watch social media because I'll be posting videos. All right, JD, you ready to go check out the fire?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to the Gray Area Podcast. Make sure you check out all of our social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that. And you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you find your podcast, we're there. And that's it. Oh, I'm going to ask you guys right now, how can I pray for you? I'd like to end it with that. How can I pray for you? Shoot us a message. Shoot me a comment in any of our social media, and we'll go from there.
If you ever want to know more about prayer or Christ or the gospel or just Christianity in general, reach out. Happy to have a conversation with you. Not a debate, not a prove you wrong type thing. Just let's go through it.
Yeah, let's just talk about it.
Yeah.
Conversation doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah.
That's a great.
Educate and celebrate.
Hey, hi. All right. Until next time, love each other.
Bye.